All right, Penny Arcade Expo continues. I just got thoroughly trounced in MAG. So Ben Jones, designer at Zipper Interactive, tell me how to be good at MAG.
Well, I think the best way to be good at MAG is to play with your team. I mean, we've got squad leaders in every squad giving you direction, trying to show you the way. You know, like you can see right here, we've got a squad leader. He's trying to push you through, focus you on your objectives, show you what to do, and give you incentive to do so, right? So if he tags your objective and you go and kill a guy in the area, or you take out that objective, you're getting double the experience points. So it's best to just follow your leader's orders at first, kind of get a feel for yourself, and then once you progress through the skill tree, start working at higher levels, you'll be even better.
So my biggest concern in looking at this game and then the enormous player count is that you have 256 people, 128 per team, but then you divide that into smaller groups and then you subdivide those into even smaller groups.
Right.
So ultimately you're fighting kind of a local battle with a smaller number of people. How do you contain the action and make it kind of in your face in that sense, but also convey the scale of the larger battle to each player?
Absolutely. So again, like we go down on the squad level, MAG is really a squad-based game at its core, right? So there's 4 squads per platoon and 4 platoons in a 256, right? So up to 128 players on each side. Each platoon, if you imagine kind of like a D-pad, is broken down with 64 players in each platoon, all kind of converging into one central area once they knock out their outer objectives and activate their forward spawns. That's when it's really get chaotic. But you have a lot of different ways to play. The outer sides are really strategic. You can play as a lone wolf, do what you want, work with your team to create flanking routes and move through different areas, and everybody converges at the end into one massive battle.
So, sitting down with the game for the first time, there's kind of a lot of information to take in. Do you guys ramp people up slowly? How do you train them to kind of absorb all that information and use it effectively?
So lots of different ways. I mean, we'll actually ship with 3 training missions, 1 for each faction, and then we have a lot of information we contain within the game itself, and then we look to support that even further on the website. But moving forward, I think the best way to learn and kind of take in all the information is to progress through the different game types. Right? We've got sabotage, acquisition, and domination. 64, 128, and 256 players each. Right? So you can come into a smaller sabotage mission with only 3 objectives. Work with a smaller group of people and kind of build yourself up, and then once you're comfortable, you can move into a 256 player battle and feel really good about it.
So you mentioned the beta's going on, obviously. It's been going on for a couple weeks now, I guess. How's it been going so far? I mean, what's the response been? Have you guys made any tweaks based on feedback or anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're constantly making tweaks based on feedback, but the response has actually been overwhelmingly positive. I think people are really happy to see that we've got great stability with the servers, and we're listening to their feedback and pushing out new iterations every couple of weeks to address their concerns.
How can people get into the beta?
Well, you can get into the beta here in the next couple of weeks by subscribing to Core for the year, and then after that, we're going to see how it gets in. We'll probably push it out to the masses, get as many people in as possible, because it's such a big game, we want to make sure it's thoroughly tested.
So obviously you guys kind of built your pedigree on SOCOM. You're a pretty rabid fan base for those games, so like people that are coming from that, to your next game, looking for that same kind of experience, are there any kind of like signature elements or sort of key design tenets that they should look for that they'll be familiar with?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, things have certainly changed, right? MAG, as you can see, is first person, and you've got respawns and all these different things. But at the same time, SOCOM players, I think, have really latched onto the fact that we really focus on the squad element. We really focus on the objectives and team play in order to win. So, we've seen that they've come in and really enjoyed that aspect. And my favorite part of MAG is that you can play it any way you want. If you want to play as a team, if you want to play it SOCOM style, you can do that. If you want to play it as a run and gun shooter, it's your choice. Either way.
So, how much do you have left to do before the game's out?
We're running down to the end here, a couple more weeks, but then, we've got a pretty thorough beta planned out, so we want to make sure we've got everything ironed out. We've made all the tweaks before we go live, and it's ready to go on January 26th.
Very nice. I didn't even have to ask when it's coming out, just like a pro. All right, thanks for your time.
Absolutely, thank you.